Some questions feel awkward to ask in job interviews, like what's the salary and how much parental leave can I get?
To save you even having to have a conversation, there's a new database that's here to help.
When having a baby, there's a lot to get your head around. And on top of all your newborn worries, there's that wee factor of parental leave. How long? Who gets it? What are the T's and C's? It's information parents need to know, but it's not always easy to find out. Until now. From tomorrow, we'll have the Parental Leave Register to answer any questions. But what is it, and is your employer on it?
And the founder, Stephanie Pow, joins us now. Thanks for your time, Stephanie. What is the Parental Leave Register?
It's a directory of employers' parental leave policies. So from tomorrow morning, anyone will be able to access over 180 employer parental leave policies, covering 1 in every 6 employees in the country. And that will mean that a lot of aspiring and expecting parents will be better able to plan for one of life's biggest and most expensive changes.
Why did you create it?
Parenthood came as a bit of a shock to me, and there were a number of surprises, and some of them were financial. And if we break down the numbers, in New Zealand, on average, mothers want to take 12 months of parental leave. But in order to be entitled to that from a legislative perspective, you have to have worked for the same employer for 12 months or more. In addition, someone earning the median income in New Zealand, well, if they want to take the full 12 months, even with the government support, it's a $42,000 income hit. Add on top of that, the average cost of a baby in the first year is $8,000 at the low end. So that's $50,000 that you have to come up with. We also know that many partners want to take leave to spend time with their family, but the only option to them under the legislation is unpaid. So it takes a lot of planning to really financially be able to have the time that you want with your newborn. At the same time, we know people don't want to ask. It's a bit of an awkward question. If you're in a job interview and you're trying to put your best foot forward, this probably isn't the question that you want to be leading with. And even if you've got a great relationship with your boss, you may not be ready to flag that having kids is on your radar. So that's why we've stepped in, so we can provide that information and take that awkwardness away.
Why do you think we find it so hard to ask these types of questions, Stephanie?
I think there's often a concern, whether it's founded or unfounded, that it can work against you. There's a very well-documented phenomenon called the motherhood penalty. I think it applies not just to mothers, but also to fathers who can take time out of the workforce. And so people don't want to ask because they're worried that they'll be perceived as being not committed to the job, or that an employer might think, oh gosh, I've got to replace them soon, etc., and that it would work against them. So I'm a woman in my mid-30s. I have 2 young children. If I were going for a job, even one I felt well qualified for, I would hesitate to ask. And we know that 60% of job candidates feel the same way.
So what's the response been like?
Overwhelmingly positive, I think, to my great relief. Of those 180 employer policies, we've got public sector, private sector. We have employers with 4 employees all the way up to 40,000. And we have employers who offer the statutory entitlements and have declared that they do that, all the way through to employers who have market-leading policies.
So where can people find it, Stephanie?
Tomorrow morning, go to our website, gocrayon.com. The register's there, along with a host of resources for people at the start of the parenthood journey, if you've got kids and you're raising them, as well as employers.
Thanks, Stephanie. Hope it goes well for you. Great talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me.